He was certain he knew the language of desire. He was wrong. There is another dialect, spoken in the silence between heartbeats, a lexicon of the flesh that most men are never taught to read. It is not a language of blatant invitation, but of quiet, almost imperceptible vulnerability. A code of surrender written in the most fleeting of gestures, a code he was about to break. Welcome to PsycheHavoc, a sanctuary for those who dare to look into the abyss of the human mind and the abyss that looks back. If you have the courage to question the very fabric of your perception, to see the hidden strings that pull at our every interaction, then you are in the right place. Subscribe and join us in the shadows. But be warned, some truths, once seen, cannot be unseen. And the truth we unveil tonight, it will change how you see every glance, every touch, every silent moment shared between a man and a woman. It is a map to a territory you never knew existed, a key to a door you've been walking past your entire life. A door that, once opened, reveals a chilling reality. The signs were always there. You were just programmed to miss them. It begins not in a crowded bar, not in the charged atmosphere of a first date, but in the mundane. A Tuesday afternoon in a sun-drenched office cafeteria. He is there, a man we will call Leo, leaning against the counter, explaining the nuances of a quarterly report to a woman we will call Clara. He is confident, articulate, believing the entire exchange is about the data on his tablet. He is, in the grand scheme of things, blind. He does not see the conversation happening beneath his conversation. He misses the first sign, the most primal of them all, the stillness. It is not the stillness of boredom, of disinterest. It is a focused, predatory calm. The world around her, the clatter of dishes, the murmur of other voices, it all fades into a dull hum. Her entire sensory being, every neuron, is tuning itself to a single frequency, him. She is not just listening to his words about market analytics, she is absorbing the timbre of his voice, the scent of his skin, the subtle shift of air as he gestures. Her body becomes a satellite dish, locked onto his signal, and all other transmissions are ignored. This is not conscious. It is a biological imperative, an ancient protocol for assessment. And he, oblivious, sips his coffee and talks about profit margins. He then makes a joke, something self-deprecating about a missed deadline. She laughs. But it is not the laugh he hears. He hears a pleasant, agreeable sound. He misses the second sign, the cervical reveal. As her head tilts back in genuine, unguarded laughter, the smooth, pale column of her throat is exposed to him. It is one of the most vulnerable parts of the human body, the carotid artery pulsing just beneath the skin. In the animal kingdom, to bare the throat is the ultimate sign of trust, of non-aggression, of submission. In this moment, in this fluorescent lit room, she is offering him her neck. It is a silent, instinctual scream of trust and, on a level so deep it bypasses cognition, a willingness to be vulnerable. She is showing him she does not feel threatened. She is, in fact, inviting a deeper closeness. He sees a woman laughing at his joke. The primal part of his brain, the part that should be screaming this truth, is dormant, silenced by centuries of social conditioning. The conversation continues. He leans in to point at something on the tablet, and his shoulder brushes against hers. A common, accidental touch. He mutters an apology and pulls away. He has committed the cardinal sin of misreading. He has retreated. He has missed the third sign, the one that screams louder than any word, the pursuit of proximity. After the accidental contact, she does not pull away to reestablish a comfortable personal space. Instead, she shifts her weight ever so slightly, closing the millimeter of distance he created. Her arm remains where it was, a silent plea for the contact to continue. She might then, a moment later, find a reason to lean forward herself, to get a better look at the screen, ensuring their arms press together again. This is not an accident. It is a deliberate, though often subconscious, reinitiation of contact. She is saying, with her body, your touch was not an intrusion. It was a gift. I want more of it. He, however, interprets her slight shift as mere repositioning. The moment dies, starved of the reciprocation it desperately craved. He notices her playing with the stem of her water glass. Her fingers, long and delicate, tracing the rim. He thinks she is just fidgeting. He is blind to the fourth sign, the microcaress. Watch a woman consumed by a hidden current of attraction, and you will see her hands become storytellers. She will not touch him directly. That would be too bold, too revealing. Instead, she lavishes this unspent tactile attention onto inanimate objects. The stem of the glass becomes his forearm. The texture of her own silk scarf becomes the imagined feel of his hair. The smooth surface of the table becomes his chest. She is rehearsing. Her nervous system is flooded with the desire to touch, and since the social contract forbids it, the energy is displaced onto the nearest available surface. It is a pantomime of intimacy, a ghost of a touch meant for him. He sees a woman playing with her glass. The truth is, she is mapping his body with her mind. Then comes the gaze. He catches her looking at him, and she quickly glances away. He assumes he has been caught staring, or that she was just daydreaming. He has completely misinterpreted the fifth and most telling sign, the triangulating glance. When a woman's interest is piqued on a deeper, more visceral level, her eyes do not simply look at your face. They embark on a secret, lightning-fast journey. They will lock with yours for a fleeting second, the connection. Then, they will drop, not to the floor, but to your mouth. They will linger on your lips for a fraction of a second, a silent, unconscious visualization. And then, sometimes, they will journey further, down the line of your throat, to the open collar of your shirt, to the shape of your shoulders, before snapping back to your eyes as if nothing happened. This is not a leisurely scan. It is a rapid, hungry triangulation, eyes, mouth, body, a three-point check of a desired target. It is the look of consumption. He saw a woman look away shyly. What actually happened was a silent, predatory appraisal, so fast his conscious mind dismissed it as a blink. The lunch break ends. They walk back towards the elevators. He is thinking about the report. She is walking beside him, and he misses the sixth sign, the one that speaks of a deep, biological preparation, the synchronization. Without realizing it, her footsteps have fallen into rhythm with his. Her breathing has subtly matched the pace of his. When he gestures while talking, her own gestures, though smaller, mirror the arc and flow of his. She is harmonizing with him. Her body is attempting to enter his rhythm, to become a part of his flow. It is a dance for one, a silent symphony of alignment that says, my body wants to move in time with yours. It is a level of connection that operates below the realm of speech, a primitive bonding mechanism. He feels a sense of getting along well. He has no idea that her very physiology is attempting to merge with his. They stand before the elevator doors, waiting. The silence is comfortable. He checks his phone. And in that moment, he annihilates the final, most critical sign, the unconscious preening. He is looking at his screen. She, believing herself unobserved, allows the mask to slip completely. Her hand comes up to smooth her hair, not in a gesture of vanity, but in a precise, deliberate tidying. She will run her tongue, almost imperceptibly, over her lips, moistening them. She might adjust the fall of her blouse, or straighten her posture, causing her chest to lift slightly. This is not for her. This is for him. It is a last-minute preparation, a final polish of the offering, triggered by the belief that his gaze is imminent. It is the female equivalent of a male bird puffing its feathers. It is the body screaming, look at me. I am ready for your gaze. And he is looking at a meme on his phone. The elevator dings. The doors slide open. He steps in, holding the door for her with a friendly smile. See you at the meeting, Clara. She smiles back, a tight, almost sad curve of her lips. Yeah. See you, Leo. The doors close. He is left with the vague, pleasant feeling of a nice conversation. She is left in the metallic silence of the descending box, her body still humming with a language he never spoke, a song he never heard. The moment is gone. The opportunity, so clearly signaled, so blatantly offered, has evaporated into the recycled air. This is not a singular failure. It is a pandemic of blindness. It happens in coffee shops, where a woman will angle her entire body towards a man, pointing her feet directly at him like a compass needle finding true north while he stares at the foam on his latte. It happens in bookstores, where she will drift into his aisle, not to browse the shelves, but to place herself within his orbit, a planet drawn into a gravitational pull she cannot explain. He will see a woman looking for a book. He will not see the calculated trajectory, the lingering pause, the hope that he will be the one to break the silence. Consider the phenomenon of the dilated pupil. In a dimly lit wine bar, across a small table, her pupils are wide, black pools. He might think the lighting is just low. He does not understand the pharmacology of attraction. When the brain perceives something it deeply desires, the hypothalamus triggers the release of adrenaline and dopamine. A key side effect? Pupil dilation. It is an involuntary response, a biological betrayal. Her eyes are literally opening wider to take in more of him. They are becoming deeper, darker, more absorbing. It is the body's way of saying, I want to see more of this. I want to let more of you in. He sees beautiful eyes. He does not see the chemical billboard advertising her internal state. And then there is the voice. He might notice her tone becomes softer, more melodic when she speaks to him. He assumes she is just being polite. He is deaf to the vocal shift. Under the influence of rising attraction, a woman's voice can often drop in pitch and become slightly huskier. It is a physiological response, a sound mimicry of the intimacy yet to come, a vocal caress. She is not just speaking words, she is weaving a sonic blanket, attempting to envelop him in a tone of warmth and closeness. He hears a pleasant voice. He is missing a siren song, tuned to a frequency only his primal brain should recognize. What about the territory of personal objects? He leaves his pen on the table after signing a bill. She picks it up, her fingers closing around it. He says, "Oh, thanks." He takes it back. The transaction is over. He has missed the sign of the temporary vessel. When a woman is in this state of heightened, hidden lust, she will often create a reason to handle an object that belongs to the man. His pen, his phone, if he shows her a picture, the jacket slung over the back of his chair. In that moment, the object is no longer just an object. It is a proxy for him. By touching it, she is bridging the physical gap. She is establishing a secondary, permissible contact. The energy she wishes to direct to him is channeled through his possession. It is a form of sympathetic magic, a way of touching him without touching him. He sees her handing him his pen. She has just participated in a silent, intimate ritual. The greatest irony, the most devastating twist in this silent play, is the test of retreat. A woman, after emitting a cascade of these signals, will often pull back. She will break eye contact for a prolonged period. She will cross her arms. She will create a sudden, palpable distance. The uninitiated man reads this as rejection. I've been too forward, he thinks. She's lost interest. And so, he retreats himself, dejected. What he has failed to understand is that this is often the final, most powerful test. It is not a door slammed shut. It is a door left slightly ajar. She is creating a vacuum. She is pulling away to see if he will follow. Will he lean in to reclaim the lost proximity? Will his voice soften to draw her back in? Will he prove that her signals were not wasted, that he is perceptive enough, confident enough, to see through the feigned disinterest and understand it for what it is, an invitation to pursue? By misreading the retreat as an end, he confirms his inability to navigate the complex topography of her desire. He fails the test he never knew he was taking. This blindness is not a personal failing of men like Leo. It is a systemic, cultural conditioning. From boyhood, men are taught a crude, binary language of attraction. The obvious smile, the direct touch, the verbal yes. They are not taught the poetry of subtlety, the grammar of hesitation, the vocabulary of the unspoken. They are given a children's book in a language that writes epic poems. They look for a shout in a conversation conducted in whispers. They are searching for a floodlight in a landscape illuminated by bioluminescence and starlight. The consequence of this blindness is a haunting landscape of near misses and silent, screaming connections that never manifest. It is a graveyard of possibilities. Every day, in every city, thousands of these silent dialogues play out to their quiet, tragic conclusions. A woman, her body humming with a secret frequency, broadcasting her availability on a band most men are not equipped to receive. A man, receiving only static, walking away from a conversation he believes was about the weather, or a project deadline, or a mutual friend, completely unaware that he was just offering a key to a kingdom he never knew existed. The terror of this realization is not just in the missed connections. The true psychological havoc is in the retrospective autopsy. The moment, days or weeks or even years later, when a man is lying in the silent darkness of his own mind and a memory surfaces. That conversation, that laugh, that look. And suddenly, with the brutal clarity of hindsight, the code breaks. The pieces snap into place. The stillness, the throat, the pursuit of proximity, the triangulating glance. It all floods back, not as vague memories, but as a screamingly obvious transcript of an event he completely misread. The horror is not that he missed the signs. The horror is the dawning, gut-wrenching certainty that the signs were there, blazing like neon, and he, a blind man in a gallery of light, walked right past them. It is the realization that a moment of profound potential, a fork in the road of his entire life, was presented to him on a silent, silver platter, and he, distracted by the noise of the everyday, simply failed to see it. This is the core of the PsycheHavoc. It is not about monsters under the bed. It is about the ghosts of opportunities that haunt the corridors of our past. It is the chilling understanding that the most significant moments of our lives are not always announced with fanfare and drama. Sometimes, they are whispered in a language we never learned to speak, written in gestures we never learned to read. They are there, in the slight part of a woman's lips as you speak, in the way she holds her body when you enter a room, in the unconscious mirroring of your every move. A parallel conversation is always happening, just beneath the surface of the one you think you're having. A conversation of the flesh, of the spirit, of raw, untamed biology. So the next time you find yourself in a quiet moment with a woman, remember this revelation. Listen with your eyes. Hear the silence. Feel the space between you. Is it empty, or is it charged with a current you've been taught to ignore? Watch for the stillness. Look for the reveal of the throat. Notice if she closes the distance you create. See if her eyes make that hungry, triangulating journey. Feel for the synchronization. The signs are not hidden. They are everywhere. They are a secret language spoken in the open, relying on the observer's ignorance for its secrecy. The map has been drawn for you tonight. The key has been placed in your hand. The question that remains, the one that should send a chill down your spine as you sit in the quiet glow of your screen, is this: now that you know what to look for, what haunting, beautiful, terrifying conversations have you already missed? And which one, happening just outside the periphery of your awareness, are you about to walk away from right now? The silence is waiting for your answer. Share your own moments of revelation in the comments of PsycheHavoc if you dare to confront the ghosts of your own past.